Reece Perkins, mate. Last time I spoke to you, it was the GQ Awards night. You're back and reloaded for a new season, obviously new leadership.
Yes.
And a new position for you, mate. You're filling the holes of Mr. Passamani, a strong safety.
Mr. Frankie, yeah. Unfortunately, we lost the linchpin of our defence, I'd like to call him. So we've got some big roles to fill, big shoes to step up, but hey, I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Mate, obviously Hilly now in charge of a lot of the defence there, and obviously stepping in tandem with Lance Tonkilo for Ben Walker, which is obviously going to be a huge miss. But he's been in the system for a long time and obviously knows you guys very well.
Yeah, Hilly's a great coach. He's also one of the Australian coaches actually for strength and conditioning, so he definitely knows what he's doing. I think he's been in our program for about 5 or 6 years now, so he's definitely been around all the boys. He's got the respect of everyone here. He knows what he's talking about, knows what he's doing, and LT is just LT. You know, whether he's playing or coaching, as long as he's involved with the program, you know you're going to get a lot out of him, and you know that he's going to bring that edge to help you be better.
Mate, week 1, Sun Bowl rematch, just like the Colts. Obviously, a lot of emotion goes into it, but seems like everyone's just trying to tell me it's just another game.
It's always just another game. We've put in a lot of preparation. Obviously, lost a lot of players. New team, new everything. We've introduced a lot of new systems, but it doesn't matter how many months of work you do. You're not going to know how well you're going until we see the game. So we're hoping to put in a good fight against the boys. The Ravens definitely know what they're doing and how to bring it. But I have absolute faith in my team, mate. Always have, always will. That we can hopefully, do everything that we've been doing and continue to bring home the wins for the Stingrays.
Final question, mate. John Curry, new man in charge. He's finally been given the full reins of this offense, mate. Obviously, a full preseason under his belt. What do you make of the man? Is he ready to take on the big task of playing QB1 for the Gold Coast Stingrays? I
honestly think Johnny could have been ready last year, but obviously, Damo's a hell of a quarterback, and he's jumped over to the defense. Shout out to Damo. I'm sure he'll be tuning in. But no, Johnny was one of our youth products. He's a great quarterback, got a great arm, amazing athleticism. And he's really, really impressed us this off-season. So we were more than happy to give him the green light and see what he can do on the field for us.
Fantastic, mate. Reece Perkins, Mitchell Bessie, mate, I'm sure you'd love to be catching passes, but as for right now, you'll be slinging him, stepping into quarterback for Ben Stokes.
Yeah, that's right. Interim quarterback. Got to do what the team needs.
Absolutely. Obviously, he'll be out for a short period for an injury, but look, you've got nothing you haven't done before. You've stepped into quarterback and you've produced before, but you've got a lot of guys around you can help out, don't you?
Yeah, certainly do. And look, the benefit this year is we've had a pre-season for it. Unfortunately for Ben, we knew he was going to be out for a little bit of time in the last couple of weeks, so I've actually had some time to prepare with the receivers, which is a first for me. So I'm very excited.
On top of that, you've still got number 29 in the background. I think he's still wearing 29. It's not that hard to play quarterback when you can hand the ball off to him.
Well, that's right. He's the best player in the league for a reason. I mean, he's the easiest person to call a play for, really. Put the ball in his hands.
Talking about defense, you are reloaded in a couple of ways. One of the guys will be helping out is one of you UK, we'll call him an import, in Mr. Romanek. Character guy, but he's also willing to help out.
Yeah, he's a fantastic character guy, actually. He's really brought a great attitude for our team, as well as the other UK imports, Shane. The attitude they bring to training is fantastic. They compete. They know that no one's guaranteed a spot. It's just come in and work, and these boys do it fantastically, and they've really helped our team up this year.
Mate, one of your wide receiver teammates, Warwick Bones, also coming from the Sunshine Coast Spartans. Nice to be playing alongside him.
It's fantastic. I've only ever played with Bones at Sun Devils, so for him to come over is huge. I know he didn't want to leave Spartans, but with them being folding, this was his next best option. He said, so it's great to have him. I'm excited for him.
Mate, last time you played these guys, you personally had a really huge game. Obviously a different position. You ready to do it again?
Well, I love playing the Stingrays. I seem to bring out my best, so I'm hoping for the same thing again.
Mitchell Bessie, good luck.
Thanks.
Here on Gridiron Queensland TV, I'm Kenny Andres and I will be calling the game for you here, bringing you all the action from week 1 out of the Gold Coast in this week 1 Sun Bowl rematch between the Bayside Ravens and of course the defending Sun Bowl champions, the Gold Coast Stingrays. Both of these teams, well, they've had a reload of rosters and a couple of changes in key positions. They'll be able to test their mettle against each other here in week 1 and see where they stand. For the Stingrays, well, one of the biggest stories might be the fact that Damian Malloy, he will be switching to defensive back, his original position, but he won't be here today. Of course, him and his partner just gave birth to a new lovely lad into their family. So I know you'll be tuning in, Demo. Congratulations to the both of you, and we hope you're all recovering well, and we look forward to seeing you back on the field. For the men's, Ben Stokes, he will be playing the role of a coach for the first couple of weeks. He will be out for an injury for at least 4 weeks. This first month will not feature Ben Stokes on the field. Mitchell Bessie, the All-Australian wide receiver, will be stepping into the quarterback role. Something he has done before, albeit it's a lot better when he is catching passes rather than slinging them. But he's had a full preseason of preparation, so by all means, the man is a talented guy. So let's see if he's got what it takes to take down the defending champions this afternoon. John Hollywood Rowe will be joining me very shortly as we await kickoff. In pro-game, you heard the interviews there from defensive back Reese Perkins, who will be stepping in from his cornerback position. Applied his over the last 4 to a whole bunch of interceptions. This time he'll be stepping into the hole left by Frank. The Ravens, a little talk has been of their international players. We've got a couple of them too coming out of the UK. Paul, Dominic, and Shane Prosser, who will be featured at right tackle. Manowick, he'll be playing at nickel. Don't be surprised to see him feature on the offensive side of the ball. He might take some carries in lieu of Darius Holiday-Miller, and also taking the punts for the Bayside Ravens today. Something he is extremely proud of and truly believes he has the ability to play at much higher levels if he gets the right coaching. So we'll see his boot on display today. On top of that, we've got a couple other guys from stateside. Looking at that, we've got number 27, don't be surprised if you see him playing in Canadian football in not that long. It's area he is aiming to be in seasons to come, as well as a wide receiver Nigel Fawcett. He will bring a lot of athleticism to this unit. He comes out of Kansas, I believe.
What up, Super? Mr. Melbourne. How's it going? I have to bring my own chair.
Colour commentator is coming through, as I will handily give my chair to him.
No, it's Robert's going to give me a chair. It's fine.
How about that? And he's going to sneak in, and he's not providing us food right now. We're professionals, and there's no way we'll be eating food on air. But as I was saying, plenty of new faces to both of these units that will only, I'm assuming, this rivalry forward here into 2018. It was one of the outstanding games of football I've ever seen last year in 2017 at the Sun Bowl. As I bring in my colour commentator.
Oh, am I not going to hear myself today?
You are not going to hear yourself, nor myself.
I love Gridiron Queensland professionalism. The fact that we are live streaming around the world and I don't get to hear myself all year.
That's why we're right next to each other, mate. Yeah, just reflecting, you were there at last year's Sun Bowl where these two teams met. Double overtime. The result it took, and it was, in fact, the Ravens did pretty much everything they could. Yeah. They scored first, they kicked the extra point. It was just the audacity of the Stingrays to score, but they backed themselves with a 2-point conversion. Separated the game.
And that's exactly what you want. I mean, Gridiron Queensland at its best. I mean, we've had so much time to reflect about the Sun Bowl and then pre-season, and, you know, our guys coming along. Good job with the juniors, I thought there. So, yeah, we're seeing guys here, a lot of rivalry. I mean, last year was last year, though. This is this year. Let's get ready to rock and roll. I mean, so many changes with the Stingrays. You know, the Ravens have come out from what I've seen. You know, we follow on social media, we follow Facebook, follow Twitter. Got a chance, especially with the Sun Devils, to talk to a lot of guys from the Stingrays, a lot of guys from the Ravens. I mean, and just look at the sidelines. Let's see what tonight brings. I mean, it's a brand new 2018. Let's rock and roll.
Just looking at these sidelines, these are two of that. Most.
As we've seen, Kenny, is at the end of the day. I mean, we've seen some people brought into the clubs. Old players come back, new players come in. We've seen just people just wanting to get it done, and at the end of the day, who wants to win?
You're right, and one story I haven't gotten to is Mr. John Kari playing quarterback for the first time, and as I mentioned earlier with Reese He's back in this league.
At the end of the day, let's see how the coaches who are responsible, who have the keys to the team, are going to use him. Have they looked at what he's good at? Have they looked at how he's contributed? I mean, you have a certain type of rocket, the senior team, a certain type of events. Are they going to use him to the best ability he can provide? I mean, there's no use trying to fit the old square peg in a round hole. Have they seen what he can do at practice? And let's use it for today.
He's not Damien Malloy. So.
No, but that's and congrats to Damien. Damien's got a little one on the sideline there, a little Stingray, and Roxy, of course. I mean, she did the hard work. Damien just provided on 4th and goal, you know, so how it is. But I mean, and for those of you who are watching this goes, you know, around Australia and around the world. We're really sorry about the weather today, people. Oh, it's just a typical so Queensland day. This is how you do it.
Get through this. But yeah, just to mention, he's not Damien Malloy, isn't that? He's not that type of athlete. He's a very different style. He is a pocket passer who can run, has the ability to get outside the pocket if he can. So I think that'll be an intriguing story as this game develops, and won't have to wait very long. The Stingrays will be receiving the kick, running left to right on your screen, and they'll be defending. Thanks, Impact. The best sponsorship here of week 1.
And Ken, tell me really quickly, we've got live streaming here for Gridiron Queensland. What's the go here?
Yep.
Every week, every game.
2 games a week. They'll be spreading it around.
What crazy idea was that? That's great.
All different locations, all different teams. So the rest of the nation, and of course, those folks here in Queensland will be able to keep abreast. All the
great kick.
Sends it flying, kick off. Matter of fact, they might be inside their 20 to start this drive.
That's going to be great. I mean, look, there's so many guys here, that, especially with Dilshan there for the Sun Devils. He couldn't come out. He had work, he had school and things like that. So what I'm really looking forward to, Kenny, as the coach of the Queensland Sun Devils, is how much did the guys take away? How much did they learn from the practice, learn from the playbook, and what that camaraderie really means about bringing it down the field? And, you know, at the end of the day, it's Stingrays versus Ravens. This is a local league, baby. Let's rock and roll.
I want to bring to mention, thank you to the Bayside Ravens. Albeit they got the silvers by the end of the season, but it is a lot easier calling these white on purple rather than black on purple. Here we go, John Kari. He'll hand off for his first play, and here goes James Taylor. And Taylor, he'll rumble forward for close to it. No, 5 yards by the end of it.
See, and that brings the JT's got the first carry there.
No, actually, no. They have moved the chains. It is a first down.
Come on. Oh, great stuff. And this is what I'm really interested to see personally, Kenny, on a personal note, is what offense are these two teams running? You know, are we looking at, you know, what is the state of play in the world, which is zone read type thing, or is something going to come out with something different? Level is healthy, you know, but tonight was they great carry on the first game. Let's go and have a look, see what the defense is giving them. That's all right, they're just having a look. You can see Coach coming.
Audio issues there. About a relocation of commentary box there, but we should have some audio for you now. It will just be me, unfortunately, though. The score is unchanged since I was last on air. However, 7-0 in favour of the Ravens, thanks to a Pete Brewer intercept return for a touchdown and a successful Warwick Russell PAT. That last play was Chris Clark, who ran Kari to the dirt. And that has brought up 4th down, 4th and long. So it'll be a Stingrays punt here, and now they'll call a timeout as they try to get their substitutions in order. A flag's also been thrown on the far sideline. So this defensive front for the Ravens looking strong so far in this Sun Bowl rematch. Kari's been tested early. Looks like they've sorted out now. They'll look to get this punt away. Back deep to return. For the Ravens is Darius Holiday-Miller, who I said 29 in the pregame interview. He's opted to change to number 3 this year, as per his Sun Devils number as well as Chris Clark. And this punt will find the dirt and eventually will be downed by the 29 for the Stingrays, William Mahe. Another one of these junior converts. It's proud history from the Stingrays. A lot of players moving from their Colts programs into seniors, with many of them being starters now. Yeah, here will be our first real look at the Ravens offense. They'll take the field with a 7-0 lead. Mitch Bessie at quarterback. Would much rather be a wide receiver, but here he is, throwing a pass on their first play, going deep for Clark. Clark's got it in stride. Side Ravens will extend their lead. Bessie to Clark. Not afraid to go to the air with their number 2 quarterback. They pick up 75 yards on that play and turn that into points. Well, 2-score lead early, a PAT to come here. Outstanding stuff from the visitors. Well, they knew Clark would bring athleticism to this team. They didn't have to wait for long. Warwick Russell with a PAT attempt. It is up, and it is good. 14-0 in favor of the Bayside Ravens now. Although you don't want to get too excited. The Ravens jumped out to a 2-score lead in the Sun Bowl, and we all know how that ended. So they're going back through the history books last year, and these two teams played off in round 1 as well. The Ravens, they also knocked off the defending champions in this same matchup last year. In fact, the Stingrays started 0-2, my apologies, going down to the Ravens and then Rhinos in successive weeks. Once again, came back to win it when it counted, however. This kick will be from Mitch Bessie. Mitch Bessie, their place kicker, but Warwick Russell, their PAT specialist. Once again, a shout out to Impact Sports, our Week 1 match day sponsor. Bessie sends this deep again into the arms of Napier. It'll go. Check that. Napier will pull a lean back move and let this ball go into the end zone. And once again, the Stingrays offense will come out and try to answer back to these back-to-back scores by the Ravens. The offense struggled on their last drive. Tried the run game early. And was very much well and truly denied by this front by the Ravens. And when they went to the outside, the defensive backs came into the picture. Near side to your screen is Chris Clark, the man who just scored a long-range touchdown, playing both sides of the ball. They'll go to Taylor again. Taylor is met early. Linebacker's flown to the ball. I think that might be Matt Bailey there. Had his first taste of state this past off-season, well and deserved. He's been the main man in the middle for the Ravens for several years now. Number change, however. A long time was wearing his previous wide receiver number. Now he's going to move to 68. Now he's wearing number 50. Second and 9. Kari looks to his left. He's looking for the curl route. He's got it. I think that's Hataya on the sideline. He's spun his way to a first down. Riku Hataya, one of the veteran receivers on this team. Took a short break, if memory serves correctly, but has been part of many of these Stingrays Sun Bowl championships. So there's the first down out of the way on this drive for the Stingrays. Once again, a team that not often has to play from behind. High snap, but it's taken well from Kari. He'll run himself, bounce to the outside. It's him versus Clark again, and Clark, he'll win that matchup and takes him down for a loss. Chris Clark, well and truly stamping his name on this game early. It's a huge loss on that play, in fact. 7 by my count. Second and double sticks ahead now for the Stingrays. And 3, this will be their third offensive drive. Haven't marched into Raven territory yet. Paludin is in the right slot, backing up from his Colts game. The Colts defeating the Ravens 38-6 in the game before. Kari, deep drop, looking short to Napier, almost picked off by number 23, Romaniak. You can hard to miss the man with the flowing blonde locks out the back of his helmet. I spoke to him about those, and he said that's the price of looking luxurious. He's been tackled by them before. Those locks, I should refer to. Third down. Third and long, huge amount of yardage for the Stingrays to make up for. Kari flushed out to his right. He's going to have to try and run for it there, but once again met at the sideline. Jack Capewell in pursuit. Fourth down, a likely punting situation. The Ravens defense right now dominating the home side. Oh, the Stingrays will have to punt this away again. And it will be high, not all that long. It will bounce at the Raven 40 and it will be downed just inside of it, in fact, and the Ravens will take over in their own half, of course. One offensive play so far for the Ravens for a 80-yard touchdown. Let's see if they opt to go to that play-action pass again. A simple fly route got them on the board offensively. Clark, however, the man who scored the touchdown, not on the field, has played consecutive downs both on offense and defense. They will go to Holiday Miller. Holiday Miller will get his first touch of 2018. It's a good one. Picks up a first down, shaking a few tackles on his way. First down for the Ravens, Holiday Miller picking up 13 yards on his first carry of 2018. Three receivers out to the right. One of those is Ben Rogers, one of the new receivers of this group. Holiday Miller will get his second carry now up the middle, this time handled much better by the Gold Coast Stingrays. Tackle made there by Luke Mitchell and company. Second down. About 6 yards ahead for the Bayside Ravens, who are humming at this minute. After a successful pass play on their first drive, they've gone to Darius Holiday Miller on back-to-back carries. They'll make that a third. No, Bessie will keep it, then pitch back to Holiday Miller. Holiday Miller chopped down there by Perkins. I think he might have been just shy of a first down. Let's see where he's marked. Interesting play there to fake to Holiday Miller, run, and then pitch it back to him. Short by about a yard on third down. This will bring up the Ravens' first third down conversion of the day. About 1.5 yards to convert here. Bessie, good snap, play action pass over the middle, pass intended to Warwick Russell. Defense making the play there, and that'll bring up fourth down. Well, the Stingrays, they've held true here. The Ravens have proven they're happy to kick PATs. Does that extend to field goals? Doesn't look like that'll be the case. Whilst Russell is on there, Bessie stays on the field as a quarterback. Holiday Miller to his left. 2-by-2 set. Receivers either side. Good snap. It's a run to Holiday Miller. Bessie does a good job with the fake afterwards. Looks like that's enough to move the chains. It is by a good 3 yards. Ravens keep moving along. Holiday Miller with a couple of runs in a row. 27 yards out. Bessie with a deep drop under pressure. Throws over the middle. Almost intercepted there by Mahe. Falls through his hands and safely incomplete for the Ravens. That'll bring up third down. Bessie returns to teammate, but right now acting offensive coordinator Ben Stokes for a play here that'll help them convert. 2nd and 9. Second down. Bessie assessing the situation out to his left. It'll be a draw play to Holiday Miller. They love this play. Holiday Miller looking productive, cuts back, met a couple yards deep into Stingrays territory, and he is eventually taken down. This will make, I am now off halfway, a much more manageable third down. And it looks like this player will be marched back. Couldn't quite hear the call, but it looks like it is on the Ravens. They are going to be marched back here. I think it was actually holding. So that wipes off that play. We are still looking at second down. Now it is 2nd and 11. Bessie now under centre. He'll hand off to Holiday Miller. Holiday Miller taking a look at the left side for the first time today and taken down after following a couple of good blocks. Now we have third down. Dan Cannon says first, but third down ahead of us. And it's got to be inches. And the chain crew's not quite sure what's going on here. They're getting a first down signal, so check third and inches. It is first and 10. Chains are now moved. First and 10 for the Ravens, who currently are ahead 14-0. This will be given to Paul Romanovic. He takes his first carry as a running back now. Second down, the Ravens bar a penalty. Not a whole lot of negative plays offensively so far. Everything seems to be going to script. He will stay at running back. Chris Clark's also there. Here is on the far side of the field at wide receiver. Yet to see a target. Number 80, Nigel Fawcett. Bessie, meticulously looking over the Stingrays defense. He'll take it. Bessie's going to pass. He's looking for Clark. It goes off the hands of Clark. Flags fly in late as well. I'm looking at the reverse angle here. Pass was a beaut. Just going off the hands of Clark. Second down now. They're just outside of the 10-yard marker, the Ravens. 12 yards away from touchdown. From the goal line, I should say. But that flag is against the Ravens. We are still on first down. It is now first and approximately 14. Bessie, play action. He'll take it himself. He's up the right-hand side. He's got a block from Clark. Will take it out of bounds once again. More flags. At the end of the play, the last two have been against the Ravens. I'll use this opportunity to bring in Holiday Miller on my mic. Mate, 14-0 currently to the Ravens. And we've seen one big score and now a slow, methodical drive here for the Ravens there, Coach.
You just called me Holiday Miller.
I said Hollywood.
No, I heard Holiday Miller. Hello, everyone. How's everybody going out there? This is a cracker. I mean, look, it's a beautiful Queensland day. We've got a little bit of wind going from left to right. That's your weather report there. But, yeah, it's a great sideline for the Ravens. We've got the Stingrays, etc. A great little run by Best. Flag is actually waved off there, Kenny. We've seen there. So it's a good call there. But everybody's moving the ball. We've seen some opportunities on both sides. But let's see how we keep going.
Absolutely. Ravens looking to add to their second offensive touchdown of the day, of course. Intercepted a pass. And took that back for 6. And a quick play on offense. Got them to this 14-point lead they currently own over the Stingrays. A 3-score lead over the Stingrays would be huge. Almost unheard of. At least in the last 10 years of Gridiron Queensland men's division history. Holiday Milton, no play action pass. They'll go to Clark. Clark spins around, but the coverage comes back last minute and knocks that ball free. And I'm trying to see the corner marking him as we see the end of quarter now. End of the first quarter. The Ravens, as I've mentioned just a moment ago, they're ahead 14 points to nil as they take a very long walk back down the field. Still looking for their third score.
I'll just take over from Kenny there as he has his sustenance. He's been here all day. Kenny Andreas on the microphone. He's on the juniors, and now he's doing the seniors. This is a bit of a doozy. We've got some imports making some plays and some catches, and I think, Kenny, what I've really enjoyed... Hi, everyone. It's Coach Hollywood here, if you hadn't guessed. What I've really enjoyed is the banter in the off-season regarding the imports. I mean, do we have... And I think I had a great opportunity to chat to a couple of radio programs down south about the import rule, and should there be a Gridiron Australia blanket import rule, whatever that may be, or should the states be allowed to control what they need to control? I mean, you've got things where it's like you can have as many imports as you want, but only 2 can be on each side of the ball at once. In other states, only 1 can be on there. You can only have 3 imports on your roster, etc. And I'd love for the listeners at home to just type in and tell us what you think.
Absolutely. More on that soon. Back here in the second quarter, Bessie with a speed option to the right. Taken down there eventually by the big defensive end. Thank you, Hollywood, who will intermittently be back in this game, by Brady Hodge. Another flag, though. Stringing together a lot of plays here. With penalties, of course, that last one was waved off. Now here's interesting. Slot receiver Liam Edwards is moving out of the huddle, and in comes big Jerry Fa'agata. Usual defensive tackle. What package have they got here? Sounds like it's a USC on sportsmanlike conduct on the Ravens. Didn't get a number, but that once again will push them back now. They've gotten to the door. They just can't put their hand on the handle.
Did you just drop the USC?
I did. Third down and long now. Double sticks. They can still, it's not a goal line situation. They can still get a first down here without, in fact, scoring.
And I think Kenny has hopefully redefined anything from, say, inside the 30. Just go for it. I mean, you got field goals and things like that, but, you know, if you lose the ball, you're only, start first and 20.
That exactly is the case, although any team that can add 3 points on any close possession, well, I'd argue that's an advantage in itself. Touchdown scorer Clark, left slot right now. And they will go to Forsett, and he gets enough for a first down. Knee is down, however. That constitutes a tackle under IFAF ruling. You don't have to be touched by a defensive player once any part other than the soles of your feet and the palms of your hands touch the dirt. That constitutes a tackle.
Great example there, and Kenny, I'm going to bring back the Sun Devils. I mean, that's exactly what Gridiron Victoria did to us, is let's just go 3 yards past the sticks and break out and get a first down. I mean, a great example there of just get to the sticks and make something happen.
And credit to Bessie there. That's not exactly an easy pass to make. Bessie with big Fa'agata in the backfield with him. As a former fullback, give him the ball. They won't do that. They'll give it to the running back, Holiday Miller. Holiday Miller squirts out the back, and he's in for his first touchdown of 2018. Holiday Miller. I thought he was stuffed in the backfield, but that hard 90-degree turn gets him going. And there it is. Long process. It took a long process, I should say, but eventually the Ravens, they cash in. And they add their third score of the day. 20 points to nil, PAT to come. As we look at the PAT here. Ravens still not afraid to take PATs after their decision to PAT, albeit not a malicious one, led to their demise in the Sun Bowl. There's Warwick Russell's third successful PAT. And the Ravens, they're up by 3 scores.
And isn't it great to see Warwick Russell, a.k.a. Bones? He's put on a little bit of weight and got a little bit of a tan. I think that's pretty awesome. But I think for the people at home, just watch the offensive line of the Ravens at the moment. That'll give you a real good key, whether it's a straight-up run play, straight-up dive play, or as we had a couple of pulling guards on that last one. And as you said, we had the big fullback in the backfield, looking a little bit like William Refrigerator Perry from the Chicago. But if he's in the backfield, watch for the crossing motion and also keep an eye on the offensive line because they'll tell you what's going on.
Absolutely. I was speaking to right tackle and UK international player Shane Prosser about, whether their size of the line will leave them to running, almost exclusively inside and outside zone. And he goes, no, I still feel that we can run almost anything we need to. And we saw an example of that just on that drive just then. So 3 scores. I think only one team's managed to do that for the Stingrays within the last decade. I literally have not seen a Stingrays team trail by 4 possessions in my time in Gridiron, Queensland.
Come on, Ravens! Chase it down, chase it down!
Bessie, who's actually it's not Bessie, it's changing kicker there. This time they drop it short. Perkins will have an opportunity to return this. He finds some space up the middle and is eventually tackled around the legs by number 43. That is Pete Desjardins. He's actually racked up a couple of years now with Birdtown.
I was going to say, I recognize that name. He was Ravens side. Oh, no, it's holding it for you.
Oh, we're just arguing about our chip holding duties here in the new makeshift commentary box. First down for the Stingrays. Really could do with a score right now. Kari, he'll hand off to James Taylor. James Taylor barely takes a step forward and has already got some Raven hands around his hips. I think that is Jace Leon. It is. Old man Leon still getting it done. Taylor will take that for a loss. 2nd and 11. Now for the Stingrays. Stingrays, they'll go trips left now. Napier is alone on the far side of the field. Kari. He'll go to the left. There's another interceptor, bro. He's got 2 for the day. He's not afraid to pitch it off. He almost does. Matthew Bailey was there. If he could get it away, he will safely take it down. And Petey Brewer notches up his 2nd intercept for the day.
Great example there of a selfish act by Peter Brewer, not lateraling to any of the support crew. That's something we need to coach more in Australia, is just lateral. Well, no, I'm only kidding. Great job there. Stepped in front of that screen pass and just took a really good job.
Outstanding. I have to say that I don't know if we'll be able to get another look at that at any point, but Kari, he was under pressure. He really just wants to try and get something going. You could argue there's an argument there that he might have forced his pass. Well, they were only on the field moments ago. This defense, well, this first half, I don't think anyone will be crying out for water at halftime. Blitz around the left edge. It'll be Holiday Miller up the middle. He's got plenty of space. Isn't touched until he reaches the first down marker. Another first down via DHM.
Real good play here. Just a nice draw there. Not a stick draw as we drew up with trips to the side, but just a nice even draw. You've got the run-pass option. Best he can have a look at if he wants to pass short. Otherwise, we've got the sort of 1001, 1002 delay count, and then DHM up the middle.
It's a real signature play for the Ravens. All these types of draws, and in fact, they used that to their advantage in the Sun Bowl last year, where they actually built in a play-action pass off it. First down and goal. Rourke Russell inside slot. He'll be there to block, though. And they'll go one-on-one, back of the end zone. Touchdown, Mickey Thompson.
Can he get a chance here to have a replay here? Look at Warwick Bones he's in for blocking. Now, there's something I thought I'd never see or never say. Use Bones as the blocking back just so he gets some time and pass in the corner. Great pass in the corner.
And a big shout out to Michael Thompson. Sung of his praises last year. The man they call 2 tons. He beats his man to the corner out and cashes in. He's really developed into a reliable touchdown scoring receiver, Michael Thompson. A lot of the times I see him making plays, they're often turning into 6. And the man we were just talking about blocking, well, he can catch, he can block, and he can also kick. Snaps good, kicks up. PAT successful. The score advances 28 points in favor of the Ravens, and for the first time in over 10 years, the Stingrays men's side trails by 4 scores.
I think also too, Kenny, just to point out there with Bonesy on the PAT, that's exactly the type of kick that you want. It's basically a pitching wedge off a tee. You just need height just to get it over that the defensive line. One thing I sort of have sort of believed in now in the last couple of months is, just remember, the first game doesn't make the season. So this is great, but let's just see how the rest of the game finishes, and let's go to week 2, week 3, week 4.
Well, I don't think you have to look all that far to see proof of that. Just as I mentioned last year, the Stingrays started 0-2, dropping games to the Ravens and the Rhinos, and, well, they came back to win the Sun Bowl. So Sun Bowl champions aren't made in week 1, or for the matter, week 2, apparently. And this time kicking off, Michael Ellis. He drops it to Reese Perkins again. And this will roll into the end zone for a touchback. And the Stingrays, well, they'll jump back on. Their drives have ended in 2 punts and 2 intercepts right now. Right now, they just want to try and drive this into Ravens territory, I'd imagine.
Absolutely, Kenny. And I think also, too, don't forget, what are we talking about with a preseason for GQ? We're talking, a 10, 12, 14-week preseason type thing. So this is the first game. So these guys have practiced a lot, probably Mondays and Tuesdays or Mondays and Wednesdays and a few other things. Now it's game time. So it's going to take, probably the first half to iron a few things out.
Not wrong. We saw that in the Ravens-Colts first game. They were trailing 38 points to 6, and that ended up being the full-time score. They tightened things up in the second half. Kari with a good keeper. Now Kari's in the backfield. Eventually taken down there by Hoogadike. But a good run by the young man.
Kenny, it's actually a couple of the names you've been calling so far have been really, really sort of interesting to see. A couple of, especially with Jared, who they called him. When I was coached with the Ravens in 14 and 15, he was playing. He was the first year guy there, and to see him come along, I mean, it's great. And I spent a bit of time down at the Stingrays as well, just a couple of coaching sessions. It's great. It's just really good to see players. I mean, did I hear Reese Perkins? He's going again, is he? This is great. I mean, people just love this game. This has been really interesting here, Kenny. With Jared with that tackle, it was a perfectly legal tackle, but you saw Kari there just get a little injured. It was. Shall we say, the fold. And if we see the replay a little bit later, he may have to come out for a play.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He's limping to the sideline now, and you'll see it right at the end here. At the end, again, nothing malicious. I think if we're in rugby league, there'd be a drama there, but it's not the case in this sport. And he might just have a bit of a burner. Oh, it's actually in the legs, it turns out. And you're right there. You said the fold, so rather than the head. Let's take an injury time out to see if they can get him back up to speed. But a couple of names missing in this receiving core. I think that's feeling really noticeable right now for the Stingrays. Of course, no Kyle Bopit this year. Looks like he's taken a year off. And obviously, they're a couple of years removed from now. But Matthew Riles used to be an outside guy that could really spread open the offense for him. So.
I couldn't agree more. And it's great to see Matty Riles. He's decided to move on with his career in sort of similar line with me, and it's great. And that's a full-time commitment. That's a life commitment. So, Matty Riles, if you're out there, good job. Well done. Proud of your son. And Kyle, I mean, he had to have a rest. I mean, he was playing he came with us to Ravens, and then he was Stingrays, and then he was overseas in Amsterdam and everywhere else, and he played Sun Devils. That guy needs a break. I mean, you got to remember, the players' bodies, just feel free to take that year off so you can play longer.
Exactly right. That's what head coach Lance Tongakila was endeavouring to do this season. Let's see how long he can go. He's coming off an impressive season in Sweden. We'll get more to that soon. The Sweden mean machine. And Perkins now, he'll step in as quarterback for what I believe has got to be his first time on the field. They hand this ball off and they get awfully close, but it's still third down. Kari is going to be taken to the 10 here to be looked over.
Good job by there by Reese, but got to get that snap. That snap's a little high there, so he doesn't want to see that again. It's his first time in there at quarterback, I believe, so the snap was a little high. Just calm it down. Just do what you do. You got the big boys up the front. Love the O-line here for the Stingrays. Just roll with it.
And let's see if they can roll with it. They've got them offside, and they should blow this dead. They will. Neil Thompson almost then just creamed Perkins, but this should be enough to get them a first down unless it's a false start, but I don't believe that's the case. No, turns out it is.
And look, that's something there. This is not NFL. This is not NCAA. If you've got a new guy in there, just go back to the most basic thing you know. Put the snap count on one. Don't make it fancy, and just let the players play. Do what they do. They can block. They can do what they need to do. Don't make it any harder than it has to be.
Well, let's not forget, the Stingrays are in an awfully similar position last year in the Sun Bowl. Damien Malloy wasn't quite up to scratch, and they ended up turning to a man they called Bluey, who ended up winning MVP. Perkins to pass, and he will be intercepted. It'll be Chris Clark. He's got a touchdown on offense. Can he add a defensive one to that? Won't be the case, and the Ravens defense come up with their third interception of the day.
Hell of a job there by the Ravens D, but I'll tell you what, great job by the Stingrays O-line. They need to turn into defensive backs, and they did, making the tackle, and that's something you need to coach. You can't go through the season without an offensive line making a tackle or making an interception, but good job there, great pick, read it well, a couple of really good blocks there, and great position here for the Stingrays. Why not have a shot first go?
Exactly right. Chris Clark had a chance to meet him, coming out of Indiana, I believe. And look at the depth of these safeties. Willie Mahes, he's back inside the 10. Four wide receivers, three out to the left. It'll be a play action pass to a screen here to Russell. Russell, he'll be following blocks. He's past the first down marker and run out of bounds.
I mean, that's exactly right, Kenny. You pointed out there the safeties at least 15 deep. The corners are 10 off. Are they playing pure cover 3? We don't know because the linebackers weren't doing what I thought they were going to do. But let's just take that short stuff and you're going to guaranteed drive for 5 and then make something happen from there. So just chip away with that until those corners start coming up, then take a shot. Just a single high safety. The corners are playing off, but let's see what goes on here.
And, well, the Stingrays is famous for their cover 4, which is largely installed by Frankie Passamani and David Hill, who's learnt under him. Still there, Russell, he catches it in the flat, puts a move on, and taken out just before the goal line. I'll set up the Ravens inside the 5. And, well, with that type of defense, most people say the Stingrays will happily give you the flat. It's just testing whether you have the patience to continually go there.
Oh, absolutely, Kenny. And this is just touching on, this is what we saw in Mexico, where a lot of the guys will drop. But now the Mexico national team had a lot of trouble inside 15 and in because they're a spread offense. They'll take the short. Now we're going to see DHM just pound it up the middle, get a couple of first downs and get in the end zone. That short stuff now to the sidelines, that field compresses. You won't be able to hit that. Let's see what the Ravens do.
Well, no surprise. I was about to say, talking about complementary football, if you're going to do that to get there, you kind of want someone who can sort of flip the script once you get into the goal line, and I think that's why they might bring Big Jerry Gutta inside the 5 to try and add some meat in the middle. We have a player still down for the Stingrays just outside the field of play. It's number 26, Blake Hatchman. He's gotten up to his feet now. It looks like he'll be able to walk to safety. This We want to talk, you given the Stingrays offensive lineman praise earlier for reacting to the intercept. How strong has this Ravens offensive line been? I mean, we haven't seen a running back or a quarterback under pressure yet.
That's exactly right, Kenny. But, keep it with the basics. So, has Benny Stokes got him doing what? And I was so surprised because I was talking to Ben only a couple of weeks ago, and all of a sudden I rock up here and Mitch Bess is in at quarterback, and Stokes is off to the sideline with his bionic wrist going on there. But I think it's a case of you've got Darius in the backfield. It's the simplicity of blocking for him to just make things happen. He's going to read, so you just offensive line. You just do what you need to do. Don't make the system too complex, and let DHM do all the work.
Well, I don't know if this is good news or bad news for the Stingrays. John Kari has stepped out from the tent and is walking around, albeit with a noticeable limp. He's talking to his family on the sideline now, and let's see if he suits back up and gets back in for the next offensive drive. But right now, the Ravens knocking on the door, 4 yards out from adding their 5th score of the day. Bessie under center. And he will reverse pivot, give it to Holiday Miller on the power run. He stretches out and inches from a touchdown, it appears. I was about to call it. No sign from the sideline officials. They will mark this inches short of the goal line.
Let's see if Benny Stokes here, he's calling the play here. Let's see if he lets Mitch Bessie do something really, really selfish and just take a quarterback sneak. That'd be really good if he did. Just give it to him. You're only a yard out. A couple of things here. Oh, what's going on there? The ground can't cause a fumble. Knee was down. Yeah, you can see the rest of the body there. Fantastic finger work from our video operator here too. It's like he's playing a video game here. Very, very nice work there on the slow-mo replay. Did lose the ball, but you can see the knee was well down. Benny Stokes, is this another injury timeout for number 18 here for the Stingrays? We've got, Luke Mitchell. Thank you very much, Kenny, for the... And thank you for the teams for giving us a proper rundown sheet so we know what the names are in alphabetical order and by number, which is great. Benny Stokes on the sideline over there having a quick chat. Just checking that Luke's okay on the side here at number 18 on the goal line there. As I said, the ball did come out. Ground can't cause a fumble, but Darius's legs and knees were down before that ball did come out.
I just want to give a shout out there to Christian Welsh. Oh, not Christian Welsh, sorry. The 16, that is Bailey Harding, who had to match up with Jerry Fa'agata on that play, on that power run. And that's a DB taking on a big defensive tackle there who did his best he could, but he had to put his body on the line.
Dive.
That's not a job I'd want.
Leverage and angles, Kenny. Leverage and angles.
That's right. 2nd and goal. Less than a yard away. Let's see if they get cute with it, or as you aforementioned, will they just let Bessie's long limbs get him over the goal line? The backfield of Fa'agata and Holiday Miller still present. Bessie in the pistol. It'll be a speed option to the left. Bessie will run in untouched. In fact, it's his own receiver that touches him by the end of it. And the Ravens extend the lead.
Very, very selfish call there by Mitch Bessie. He should have pitched it. Not only can he, great call. As we saw that in the Sun Devils, I love the speed option, especially this far out, and it's a great little play there. Looking on the right side, we had Big Jerry on the right. We had a receiver split really, really close in. Thought it was going to be a crack that side, but they've actually just gone to the opposite side, gone with the speed option there. And now we're going to go for looks like the 2 points.
Nope.
My bad.
Taking a knee there is Bessie. Russell behind him. I believe it is Ole snapping. Snap is good. Kick is up. Kick is good. Warwick Russell 100% with the boot today. And we're getting some updates around the grounds. And we did get one upgrade, actually. I think for the Ravens contingent watching, I believe the Ravens women's, they started their Sun Bowl repeat campaign well with a 42-0 win over the Thunder. And possibly, as I'm being told, possibly without the services of Christy Moran.
Wow, that's big.
Which is big news. Just quickly trying to run around. I know there's a couple of other ones. I think the in the Colts division, the Toowoomba side, coached by Paul Holgate, who's back in the coaching fold. They also got up over the Griffith Thundercats. Best name ever. Combining the those who were supposed to be part of the Wildcats Colts program into the Griffith Thunder program. Good to see that some teams getting together, try and make sure as many people get to play football as possible.
Absolutely right. I couldn't agree more, Kenny. That's absolutely right, man. It just shows that this game is this game. We all love this game, and let's just play it together no matter what.
Kickoff now, and once again, it will fall into the arms of Perkins, who catches it on the run. He's looking for blockers right now. Might have outrun them, in fact, and he'll be taken down by number 9, Brad Ebden, as a flag is thrown back around halfway. Ebden, one of the linebackers who transferred down from the Sunshine Coast Spartans upon their folding, and another guy you've coached as well.
Well, he's been part of the team, Kenny. It was great. I mean, he had the little bit of a leg injury against Victoria, but you could see the potential there, and it's really, really good that a lot of these clubs have been able to pick up the players, or a lot of guys have decided to go to other teams. I think, for me, I was just about to say, I think Reece Perkins would run a lot faster if he had less wristbands, but I've just noticed that it's not the wristband. He looks like the man that you find at Sol Pattinson Chemist with the thermo bandages on. He's got quite a bit on there on the left arm. Let's just hope that's all right. We're looking after his body, which is great. But yeah, look, you know, GQ 2018, this is a year for change. And I think change is good. And we've had a lot of discussion in social media pages and things like that. But at the end of the day, we're all here playing football, and sometimes change needs to happen.
Indeed, it did. Obviously, down to a 6-team comp in the men's competition, 4 in the women's. And it's Polluted now, who will step into quarterback. And, drilled is number 28, Christian Jorgensen. I think on the play, it was a combination of Romanik and Capewell. Who was actually, no, was that Jamal Sinapati far side as well?
That was just one of those little go-out routes where the receiver ran a 3-yard speed out. I actually thought there was almost going to be an opportunity for one of the Ravens DBs to actually strip it and run it into the end zone. Really key play on that. You've got to get that outside receiver has got to get that defensive back turned away from the play.
Well, Colts wide receiver Jaden Polluted now stepping in at quarterback. A huge job for the young man, who's now going to tuck it and run. He is going to get drilled, but he picks up a couple of yards on the way. By that, I mean about half a yard. So it's a big challenge here for the young man. As I said, just played a Colts game. He is a Colt who is playing up, and now he's thrown in to play quarterback for the defending champion Gold Coast Stingrays. Outrageous. But look, as the sentiment goes, next man up.
These damn young people, Kenny. Fit and healthy.
Polluted again. They will trust him to pass again. And he will look to the flat. The pass doesn't have enough juice on it. Pass was intended to number 86, Riku Hataya.
Really interesting watching the Ravens defense here, Kenny. Just what they're showing pre-snap, and then they go to post-snap. Showing a lot of stuff there for the seam, the slot receivers, showing they're open and all of a sudden just buzzing the flat. Really interesting to watch. So those at home, just watch the defense here on this play. See what they're going to do. What do they show pre-snap, post-snap after? I've obviously got a punt coming up now, 2 returners deep. But next time for the Ravens defense, just watch what they're doing.
Well, they've got speed to burn. Back deep to return.
Speed, baby.
Fawcett and Clark. Mahe in motion on this. And they will boot it. It's actually a good kick. It will fall into the hands of Clark. Does Clark have another one in him? It's a good tackle there. The coverage by William Mahe. Well done. They think they've actually got the ball here. And the referees, I believe they say the returner was down, but nonetheless, a good kick chase by the guys unaffected by the injuries.
Really interesting, Kenny, there on 4th down for the Stingrays, doing something that I love to do as a special teams coordinator. The man on the line, if you have a look at that last play, he actually went in motion. Very, very rare that you see the receiver on the line go in motion. Really good thinking there by the Stingrays, just to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, a whole bunch of rules involved with that regarding how many plays are on the line, which allow you to do that. First down for the Ravens after that Chris Clark return. 3 receivers Spread out to the right. That left receiver in motion. That's Fawcett. He's going to get a carry. He's been waiting too long to get his hands on the ball. He's got it now. Look at the blocking from the receivers downfield. The ball's almost stripped from him by Perkins. And this turns into and it has it been stripped?
There was a marker.
I saw a marker thrown down there. You're exactly right. Nolan Lees eventually got the ball in his hands, but
Kenny, there is a flag down, but that was the thing. You said trips out to the right, and we had a guy going motion. So either we didn't have enough people on the line of scrimmage to start off with, because we had a player from the left side go motion. So I think we might have the referees, legal procedure with too many in the backfield. Somebody should have been on the right-hand side. Somebody should have been on the line of scrimmage if that guy went in motion.
I don't think tape goes all the way back, but from memory serves, we had both inside slots off the line. So I think that you're right. Unless they had, they're gonna, but it's a holding apparently. So a holding call there will negate the run.
Okay, so that's all right with the holding. So that means we saw with the trips that they did have the right amount of people on the line of scrimmage. So that's something that the Stingrays need to look out for, who's on and who's off the line of scrimmage.
No chance of going to a similar formation here. No, they will go a 2-by-2 set this time. Holiday Miller back in the backfield. Warwick Russell in tight, almost more like a split end. Bessie, deep drop. He'll throw over the middle and almost intercepted by the Stingrays. The coverage there from Bailey Thiers, another Colt playing up in the senior program.
Have a quick look at the replay here. Look at Bones, Russell upstream. He wants the ball now. Bessie way too late throwing that ball. That Bones ball should be hitting him about the 10-yard line. Right idea, just a little bit better in the execution.
They were lucky there that the pass was dropped. Well, usually we'd like to make fun of the hands of DBs there, but at the junior level, Thiers is a wide receiver. So second down, but look, what you've got to be stoked for if you're a Stingrays fan is how well these young men for these playing in the men's program are stepping up for them. Holiday Miller with an inside handoff. Nice tackle there from Perkins, who's all around the park today. I think you might have stopped him just short of third down.
Nice little sort of cross to the same side. You see the guy going in motion to the outside play and then deciding to give it to Darius up the middle. Basically, Bessie just making the read, that pre-snap read, is there anybody on the outside that I can give to it, like on the jet sweep? There obviously was, so we'll give that. The jet sweep guy will widen, which means Darius can have a little bit more running room sort of off tackle to the left. Really nice play. And I think, Kenny, for me, that's one of the futures of football is you've got all this zone read and read option. Now it's trips and going wide or inside to the same side of the play. That is the future of football.
Great analysis. Third down and short. It'll be a pass from Bessie. He'll dump it off to the left. It'll be a first down. And then some. The pass caught by Liam Edwards. He picks up his second catch of the day and converts for a first down. Little dump off pass to the left.
Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Just drive for 5. It was only third and about 2. He's picked up the first down. That's all you wanted. Just keep the ball in the hand. They're doing this very methodically. Nice little play calling there. Be really interesting to see how and if the Stingrays adjust. Do they come up? Do the corners come up and press a little bit more on certain down distances? Or are they going to hang back? As we can see right here, the deepest guy at least 15 yards.
All the way back in the 10. Holiday Miller up the middle. Met early there. I think that was by Newton. The stout defensive tackle. Ryan Newton comes up and stops the All-State running back. Second down now. I thought I was just checking for a 2-point conversion, as I admire that you. Is that a new phone I see? Or just a new case?
No, just a new case. It's one of those things I picked up in Walmart. I'd like to thank my sponsors, Walmart. Rockford, Illinois. Walmart is amazing. I hope we get it here in Australia. Kenny, I've actually even brought my $2.50 pen laser pointer. It's amazing. A great coach's tool. And I do hope we get Walmart here. But, yeah, the experience over in Rockford, Illinois was amazing. But just back to the action here, as we said, you know, we might see the Stingrays are going to stay deep. Are they worried about the deep? They're going to try and let the linebackers worry about the run and Darius Holloway and Miller. Let's see how we go.
2nd down and 10. Chris Clark in motion. They'll fake the handoff to him. They'll look deep. They're going for the 15. It is caught and into the end zone for a touchdown. Bringing up his first touchdown for the Ravens is the man from down south, Lachlan Tate. And if research is correct, he's out of Gridiron, New South Wales. We've almost traded tight ends. They've taken down our tight end, and they trade one who can clearly ball himself.
And a big shout out to Chris Ravlich down south. Great observation there, Kenny. Is basically once you cross that plane of the goal line with the ball, that is considered a touchdown. He may have lost it afterwards, but basically that negates it because he's already crossed the plane.
So welcome to GQ, Lockie Tate. Russell, they're going to try and block this. Perkins has blocked this. He's broken through, and this ball is live, and they got onto it wisely because that could have turned into 2 points. But Perkins, look, he's not giving up. The man is everywhere defensively, offensively. He's trying his heart out for this Columbia Blue side.
Oh, absolutely, 100% agree. You can see the Stingrays on to come there. Also, Kenny, let me flip it. Let's hope the Ravens don't get too complacent on the special teams. I mean, you know, Bonesy and Mitch will be furious that was blocked. So, you know, it's a case of that mental aspect of we've still got to make, you know, what's the score here? 41 zip, but you've still got to want to make every point that you can get. So great job by the Stingrays. Hope the Ravens don't get too complacent on the special teams.
And while we have the opportunity as well, once again, a shout out to our sponsor here in week 1, Impact Sports. You can contact them at sales@impactsportsaus.com for all your shut equipment needs. Shout out to Richard Gill, former president and shut director. So 41 points to nil. Unfamiliar territory for the Gold Coast Stingrays, albeit week 1. Blowouts happen sometimes, you know. You have pieces all over the place. New guys trying to see where they fit in and learn the game, and some people getting injured and sort of throwing away game plans, and that's the case here for the Gold Coast Stingrays. John Karikari, he's gone back under the tent. He's on the massage table, and he looks like he could be done for the day. Ellis, it's a short kickoff. Whether it was intentional or not, it's another story. The Ravens could get on it. It's a fight for it. I think the Ravens have come up with it. Well, you talked about complacency on special teams. Well, the Ravens just fired back another bullet on ST.
Oh, absolutely, Kenny. Look, but let's again flip from the other side. Has that young man for the Stingrays been coached that after the 10-yard line, it's live? Has he been coached that
Ellis,
if it comes to you, just get it?
We
don't care what the
not
setup
another
is.
story. The Ravens could get on it.
We're going to
it's
get
a
the
fight
field
for
position
it.
right there.
I think the Ravens have
and
come
that
up
was
with
the
it.
case there. That it took a little wicked bounce there, and the Ravens wanted it more. That's a great little opportunity for the Ravens. Just point out on that too, Kenny. Because he's drilled that into the air, you can actually fair catch that. The Stingrays could have done the signal for a fair catch. But again, have you coached your players up to do that?
Absolutely. On the recovery there, I think it was number 7, Bryson Carpenter. So, Ravens are back on the attack. 41 points. Bessie looking left. Now he'll throw right. He'll be looking for Tate again. No, that's Nolan Lee. Flags fly for a likely pass interference.
Yeah, I think you've got a spot on there, Kenny, is there was contact way before. Have a look here on the replay. Great job. Whoever's on the camera today, give yourself a back pat, mate. That's a great job there. Really good. That will be pass interference on the defense because there was contact. Did the defensive player impede the receiver? That's the ruling, and yes, it was.
So that will give the Ravens an automatic first down, I would imagine. But do they wave that flag off? I'm seeing 2nd down on the down counter. There we go. So as you saw, the signal from the white hat referee, that'll march the Ravens to an automatic first down.
Kenny, I just had to grab the sheet there. Just double checking my man Jackson Walters there, 97. You can see him closest to this sideline. We had him at D-line for the Sun Devils. He's out at That wide linebacker, you can see he's at least 6-7 yards off the ball. Is he playing that flat zone? This is very interesting.
Let's see if they go there. Bessie, play action pass and throws left for Fawcett. The catch is made in a diving attempt by Nigel Fawcett, possibly just short. Yep, it is a yard short of a first down.
Just want to give a shout out to the Ravens there. That is, for me personally, I think that's one of the hardest plays that you can call, is basically run 3-4 yards past the sticks, then come back to it, I'll throw it. Depending, that could have been a 13, 14-yard throw. And by the time you add the diagonal, for every 10 yards, you've got to add 3.5. So effectively, that's almost a 17-yard throw on an out route that tries to get you a first down. That takes a little bit of practice and timing.
Well, Bessie said the one thing that really calmed him about playing quarterback is he had a full preseason to prepare. Oh, a first mistake from this Raven offense was a fumbled exchange. Bessie has the awareness to jump on it there, so no harm done. Less about a 4-yard loss on the play.
Great example there of just probably the footwork of Bessie just let him down, because you could see he's got to watch the end widen. Do we give it to the jet sweep? Then does the end widen? Yes, he did, so he didn't give it. It's going to give to Darius, but then he can also keep it. So he's had about 3 things to look at within 1 second. He's just got to get that footwork a little bit better.
All the things that run through a quarterback's head in the modern day and age of football. Holiday Miller, he has a good run. He's got the first now. His team is coming in to push him over the first down marker. The initial contact for the Stingrays was made by your man Jackson Walters.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout. Look, it's one of these young men. I met him on the Sun Devils, and it's a guy who just loves football. Jackson Walters. He wants to do the best. He's training for the best, and I'd be really, really interested to see. We've got a timeout here to the Ravens. Really interested to see his career over the next couple of years as it blooms. This is a guy who lives and breathes football and trains for football. And I think that's one of the big things we've seen in the off-season as well is, I mean, if anyone who follows Darius Holiday Miller, I mean, just how he works out from that. We've got a lot of very talented strength and conditioning coaches. Big shout out to Chris Mooney, Mark Tatz, Zahn as well. I mean, and anybody from any team that actually is thinking about fitness, and not just fitness, but football fitness. They're 2 completely different things.
Absolutely. David Hill also one of those as well. I think he's strength and conditioning for the Outback program. Mitchell Bessie, first down for the Ravens. Holiday Miller one in the backfield. They blow this dead for one reason or another. A timeout. Wait, didn't they just take a timeout? Now we've had this situation before. Is that back-to-back timeouts there, which is
illegal?
Illegal. Well, how about that? On both times I've seen that happen has been on live stream and has been with you, Hollywood. There you aren't able to call back-to-back timeouts unless I'm unaware of a different ruling in IFAF.
I'd be happy for any of my AGOA friends to tweet in or on the live stream there, back-to-back timeouts. I'm pretty sure that wasn't, but they decided to go for the field goal here.
Well, he's been kicking PATs pretty well. He has had 1 kick blocked, a PAT attempt. Let's see if they get there. The kick is up. Has it veered left? No, it is not. Attack on 3 points to the score. He's nailed about 6 PATs today. Now he tacks on his first field goal of 2018.
Just want to point out how selfish Bones is, because at no point during the Sun Devils campaign did he say he could kick PATs. So unless he's picked up something really in the preseason, no, I'm only kidding. It's a great job, and that looks like half-time, mate.
And this is a stark difference to how things unfolded the last time these 2 teams met. Obviously us going to double overtime with a Stingrays victory this time. The Ravens are leading them in a landslide right now, a scoreline that has not been seen by anyone in Columbia Blue in this men's division in this current team. And now, just to confirm with people who may be watching, last year and the years prior, there was the scenario of the running clock that would come into play once a team exceeded a 35-point deficit. That is now optional for the team trailing in the 4th quarter. They do not have to go with it if they do not wish. Chris Clark on the kick return touchdown. He'll be taken near the sideline. No, he doesn't. He bounces back inside. He's still going. Tackle's breaking off him. Clark loses the ball, but it is recovered there by a Raven. That's the second time he's come close. Well, he's lost it, but he's also had a whole bunch of explosive plays to go with it. So an exciting return there, but it brings them back to approximately halfway, and the Ravens currently lead 44 points to 0. They will take over on possession here to start the second half. Still utilizing a whole bunch of wide receivers. The Ravens have 3 lined out to the right. Inside of them is Michael Thompson, scored a touchdown earlier. Holiday Miller will get the first carry of the second half, however. He's taken down nicely. A good tackle there by the Stingrays, that defensive lineman, Bailey Harding, or linebacker, I should say. With this lead, I'm sure the Ravens are probably happy to continue churning out yardage on the ground and keep that clock turning. Second down and 3. Ravens scoring multiple times through Holiday Miller and also through the air. Bessie, who's not a regular quarterback, but has had a full preseason to prepare, looking like a seasoned vet. Taking the snaps, yet to throw an intercept. Hasn't even taken a sack yet. Snapping to him, Matthew Oley. Snap is good. It's a play action pass. They'll set up the screen to the left. Here goes Warwick Russell again. He finds space down the left-hand sideline and will be taken down by Reese Perkins. And a big hit down after the play. One of these Stingrays is down after that. Trying to see who got cleaned up back there. Coming back on the blindside block was the Bayside Ravens number 58. Shane Prosser cleaned up someone in the backfield. That might actually be a flag, in fact. Andrew Van Blommensen, one of the skippers, he's having a chat to the referees. We'll chat now to quarterback Mitchell Bessie. Whether it's to explain the penalty or give them the option, we'll soon find out. Man down for the Rays. It looks like Connor Brewster, but that's not his number. But trying to see what number that is. It's number 2. Well, what was that? Yeah, number 2. Well, it's yeah, it is Connor Brewster, though. He is wearing John Karikari's jersey. Karikari, well, I didn't get that to you earlier. He is done for the day, and Brewster was wearing his number. Another one of these Colts who's stepping up for him here in week 1. They're reaching deep into the ranks this week. Young man looks like he's okay, though. He stepped off. He might have just been winded on that play. Took one heck of a hit. There is still a flag on the field, though. They're yet to address that. And we were right. Unnecessary roughness on the Ravens. And if I heard the number correctly, it was in fact on Shane Prosser. So that will push them back. The good play to Russell will not stand, and they will have to make up that yardage again. Craig James is walking by very stoically, unable to be read. Poker face for the ages. President of the Stingrays. interesting situation given it took place after the first down taking place. They are still on first down now. Speed option takes him out to the left. Holiday Miller dances with the sideline and is taken out just shy of the first down marker, I believe. Let's see where they mark him down. Second down and approximately 4 to go. Second down now. Bessie in the shotgun, drops back, looks left, hits Liam Edwards. Edwards lowers his shoulder, is taken out of bounds by the combination of James Taylor and William Mahe, who lays the lick on him. Those two had a running battle in the Sun Bowl a season ago. It was real tit for tat, a hit from Mahe, then a catch from Edwards. Looks like that rivalry is going to continue here in 2018. And that's enough to bring up a first down, actually. The chains have moved. It's a fresh set of downs for the Ravens. A tight receiver in now for the Ravens. 2 receivers out to the left. Holiday Miller play action pass. Bessie's looking long. He'll go long and it'll be intercepted by Perkins. Ravens' first turnover of the day. Here goes Perkins down the right-hand sideline. And one of the defensive leaders for this Stingrays unit, he comes up when they need him. Picks the ball off around the 10 and takes it all the way back to the Stingray 40. Knows how to find the football, Perkins. That habit has not changed. Flag is down though, late on the play. There were very few flags in the opening drives of these two teams. It took about 4 drives for us to see the first flag of the game, and now they're coming in droves. Down marker's a little confused here. They're going to move the down marker sticks. And big thank you to Kevin Turner, who got news back to me. According to his quick man look over the IFAF rulebook, there is no rules for consecutive timeouts, or against consecutive timeouts, I should say. So obviously the Ravens had every right to call that. This is a bad snap, goes over the top of Paludan's heads. He can't quite grab it. The Ravens might have recovered on the 2-yard line. Once again, the struggles of rotating quarterbacks wreaking havoc for the Stingrays just when they found a bit of momentum on that pick. It is recovered by the Ravens. Just seeing who rolls out of that pile. A couple of turnovers now on the day. A couple of picks. That might be their first lost fumble, however. And now the Ravens are only 2 yards away from adding another 6-pointer. Still keeping the same quarterback in, although first string quarterback is injured. Their backup is technically suspended, and their backup is one of the leading wide receivers right now in Warwick Russell. So it looks like Bessie will finish off this game. He'll take a short snap. He'll try to throw it into the end zone. Fantastic coverage there. I think that's Diaz. Good job by the young man. Once again, the reoccurring theme for these Stingrays is how many of these young guys are stepping up for him here in this tough week 1 game.
Come on, Ravens, you can win this.
2 yards out. They tried to go the quick out there on that first down pass attempt. Big Jerry Fa'agata, the Ravens equivalent of the fridge. He's in a fullback. It'll be a gift to Holiday Miller. He'll follow. Fa'agata uses the right hand, stiff arm, and he's in for another. Holiday Miller keeps that scoreboard clicking for the Ravens. They break the 50 burger now. 50 points for this Ravens offensive unit. Have also been helped by a defensive touchdown by Pete Brewer. The Stingrays unit, they're just going to have to keep fighting now. As far as I've been told, the 35-point margin running clock has been left to an option by the trailing team, and I don't see this unit choosing to do that. They've blocked one PAT today. That one is good for the Ravens, however. And that makes the score 51 points to 0. With so many other teams watching around right now, I'm sure they'll be maybe a little surprised to see the scoreline, but they'll also won't be surprised to see the logo of Impact Sports, the leading shot provider for Australia. Sales at impactsportsaus.com is where you can reach out to find all your shot equipment needs. Sitting on Drez here on the live streaming Brisbane network, watching week 1 of the 2018 Gridiron Queensland season. And I have to admit, an unexpected blowout. Ravens putting a 50 burger on the Stingrays. They proved they're human there. That kick from Ellis rolling out of bounds. And we'll see if the Stingrays choose for or opt to take a re-kick here, but I think they'll just take the field position. Still with us, we've seen touchdowns to Tate, Holiday, Miller, Russell, Thompson, Bessie, Brewer, and Clark. So far for the Ravens. Bailey in on a blitz though. Oh, he drills Paludin. Paludin did not have the ball though. They've handed it off, and now Bailey will come and get involved and actually makes the tackle coming back after that play. What a passage of play for Matt Bailey. Wow. Oh, and an admiration out there for Paludin, who just copped that shot from Bailey. Now we have a Stingray down. It's James Taylor. It looks like it's cramp. He's getting stretched out from one of his teammates. We might see if we can take a look at that hit one more time while he's getting medical attention. Just look how quickly Bailey comes flying through. Just, oh, wow. That's a shot from a man who's worked really hard over the years to get as good as he has. Great shot from the Ravens linebacker. Short break in play here as James Taylor gets massaged out. Seen a couple more personnel changes now. It looks like they're going to get a couple of his teammates to help him off here. That's James Taylor. Coming to his aid is Tia Oroa Tamiti, as well as Big 77, Brady Hodge. That is something the Stingrays can definitely boast this year. Their O-line, absolutely enormous. And that's without such beasts like Mark McIntyre, who I spoke to in pre-game. He assured me he won't be coming back no matter how itchy he gets. He's still down here. I thought it might just be cramp, but getting helped off now. James Taylor, another one of these GQ veterans, has been around for a long time on many Sun Bowls with this unit. Also played at the Sun Devils level. Been a reliable toter of the football for the Columbia Blue for a long time. 2nd and 11.
Come on, Ravens! Keep it up, D!
The young Paludin takes the snap, looking out to his left. He'll throw to Brewster, and Brewster, who was open in the flat, unfortunately can't reel that pass in. It'll be incomplete, and that'll bring up a tough 3rd down conversion. attempt for the Gold Coast Stingrays. The lights have definitely come on here at the Roosters Rugby League in Nerang, home of the Gold Coast Stingrays. Third and 11. Pollutin. Receivers stacked either side. And he's under pressure early from Bailey, and Pollutin will be taken down. Jack Capewell, the former Ravens junior, couple of years in depth in the senior division now, really coming into his own, coming off a leg injury, injured in the trials for the Queensland Sun Devils. Unfortunately could not partake in that campaign at all. He's worked hard to come back. I wasn't sure if he'd be ready for the season opener, but look, just based purely on the eye test, he looks more than ready. Those concerned about James Taylor, he's on the sideline, still getting massaged out on his left calf. In the meantime, that's fourth down for the Stingrays. They're going to punt this away again via Jackson Walters, who booms this down. It'll be one bounce that is touched by Raven. It is now. It is being returned by Fawcett. Nigel Fawcett up the left-hand sideline, picks up a huge block, now cutting back across the grain. Can he get one more? Now he's turning upfield and taking down by the ankles. Eventually it's the punter who contributes in putting him down in Walters. And the Ravens, they set up shop inside Stingrays territory. Things looking almost dicey there. And shout out to William Mahe, who's been a gunner on this kicking unit for the Stingrays. Has been one of the first, if not the first, every time a ball's been put in the air via a boot. First down.
Come on, Ravens, keep it up.
Near side receiver. It's number 19. That is Brandon Nolan Lee. They'll fake his way and they'll go back to the left. They've set up a screen for Darius Holiday Miller, who literally runs around a defender, and he's found himself another 6-pointer. The man who formerly wore number 29 brings in another touchdown for Birdtown. Wow. Once again, that's just you've got to credit the offensive line there for the time Bessie had to go there. They've just perfectly executed their block. They've let in the right amount of defenders, and then they've hauled their backsides across to get blocking for DHM. Great stuff from this offensive line, who I've dubbed as an undersized unit. They're not a big offensive line. And I think Shane Prosser agreed with me when I was speaking to him in the week leading up to it. They're not a big offensive line, but they are athletic, mobile, and clearly know what they're doing. Kick is up, and kick is blocked for the second time today. The Stingrays will get on it, and they will take this down. I lose vision behind my tent here, but that's their second blocked PAT for the day. So the score will remain at 57 points. It's a Bayside Gold Coast 0. And that kick, see who, don't know if we get the replay about who blocked it, but the play was eventually finished by number 21, Ben O'Connor, who actually 2 weeks ago was on the roster for the Ravens. I was at the Ravens jersey presentation and I saw a purple jersey handed to him, and then next minute I'm at Stingrays practice and he comes up saying hello in a way that only Ben O'Connor can. And well, he dubbed it the biggest trade news in GQ history. Never been one ashamed to write his own headline, Ben O'Connor, a real character in this league. But yeah, man, he's traveled around the league, started with Gold Coast, went to the Ravens, went to the Vultures, went back to the Ravens, and now he's back where he first called home in the Gold Coast Stingrays. That's fielded on the full there by the Stingrays. Oh, and he's taken down in a strong tackle. That special teamer was Pete Desjardins, who's becoming a real special teams ace. That return brings them up to the 23-yard line. 24, in fact. On the return for the Stingrays was Blair Marley. I had to refrain from calling him Kyle Bopert there, who I'm used to seeing in the Stingrays number 14. Very well could be watching if you are. Big shout out to you, Kyle. Hope you're enjoying your year off. First down, Stingrays. Barely crossed the Ravens halfway point and haven't seen the red zone yet. Taking a carry now. They're changing it up. Paludin still at quarterback. Looks like number 29 taking the carry for the Stingrays. Runs on the middle, of course. Starting running back James Taylor is now out injured. So that's William Mahe, usual cornerback safety for the Stingrays, stepping up. Now this features two players from some of the Stingrays Colts program. These guys were teammates while they were playing at the Colts. Mahe runs a flat, but they will throw out to the right, and that's a pass caught by number 84 for the Stingrays. That's James Hobby registering his first reception. Third down now. Third down and a long 4, just short of 5. Third down has not been a friendly one for the Stingrays today. Mahe still in the backfield for Paludin. It goes over the top, but he reaches it in now, has to scramble out to his right. He will look to load and throw long. And that pass is overthrown, a late flag thrown in the backfield. It looks like it could be in favor of the Stingrays. Let's see if we catch it on this film here. And I'm guessing that's going to be a late hit on the Ravens here, and that'll bring up a conversion via penalty for the Stingrays. Paludin's already going to the sideline to head coach Lance Tonga-Kilo. I'll say co-head coach and offense coordinator Lance Tonga-Kilo getting a new play in there. And now the journeyman I was speaking about earlier, Ben O'Connor, has played running back before, played a full season for the Vultures at running back. Looks like he's stepping into the Stingray backfield. That is the case. Roughing the passer. We'll see the Stingrays get a free 15 yards and a fresh set of downs. And this is the furthest upfield they've been in some time. Number 85, Jaden Paludin. Taking snaps. Will give to O'Connor. O'Connor will run against a team he called home 2 weeks ago. He'll take a spin move and will be down after a decent gain on first down. Second down and 7. Now for the Stingrays. O'Connor. A man who sometimes had to really fight for snaps. Some of the clubs he's played for gets an opportunity now to really sort of stamp his name in the rotation. He pass blocks in that particular instance, and Liam Reeves, the second string nickel, drops a surefire interception. And that will bring up third down, but a missed opportunity for the Ravens. I was actually hearing a conversation from Paul Romaniuk he had with me earlier, how Liam Reeves was the incumbent nickel back for the Ravens, and that's obviously the position that Paul plays now. He said that Liam Reeves, he accepted Paul with open arms. It's a free play here for Paludin. Paludin will go deep, and it will be almost intercepted again by Liam Reeves. Albeit it was a free play, wouldn't have stood anyway. But yeah, he said for the guy who had his position taken, he hasn't met a teammate more warm than Liam Lips Reeves. So bit of camaraderie around guys battling for the same position there. So they'll get free 5 yards now, the Stingrays. Still will be third down, albeit much closer. Hang on, wait a minute. My maths must have been off there because they are moving the chains. Obviously a lot closer than I thought they were. That offside penalty will get them the first down. First and 10 now, Stingrays. The deepest they've been in Ravens territory tonight, and a false start now for the Stingrays, and that'll move them back after moving forward via penalty. See if we can catch it on the left. Yeah, the left tackle there. Number 79 being caught out. And that's Remington Skinner. So first and 15 now. William Mahe, he'll receive the handoff. Dance out to the right-hand side. Runs the ball well and might have even got his team a first down. Another play by one of these young bucks getting it done for his team. And we're getting a first down signal by one, short by the other, and getting confirmation that is a first down. I'm trying to see if I can get a glimpse of James Taylor on the sideline. Can't seem to see him, so O'Connor and Mahe might want to get a little comfortable back there on offense. Pass here from Paludan, not afraid to throw with the man. And the pass is overthrown. The pass was intended for Dylan Napier. Falls incomplete, second down. And, well, we'll use this opportunity to take a look at next week. Now, week 2 for Gridiron Queensland TV. We'll be at Frank Lind Oval, home of the Brisbane Rhinos, for the doubleheader between the Bayside Ravens Colts and the Brisbane Rhinos. And, of course, following that, the Brisbane Rhinos men and the Bayside Ravens men's sides. Second down. Paludan bobbles a snap, is under pressure immediately and taken down by Matt Bailey, who's having a whale of a game. And they're loving throwing Bailey on that A-gap blitz. We saw what happened earlier. Paludan had to deal with the brunt of that this time. He has to do it again, except this time it also causes them to lose yardage. Third down and forever. A double stick scenario.
Come on,
Paludan.
Raven!
Bad snap. Bobbles, he's going to have to run. He has got a host of D linemen after him. The ball comes out. He was down before that. And coming up with a sack, I think, was the Ravens' defensive end, Neil Thompson. He was potentially one of the heroes of last year's Sun Bowl. Had the Ravens come up and really impressed in his rookie season. Sometimes you look at his play and it's hard to believe he's only in his second year, but he's really found his home on that defensive end position. They moved him around a bit in his rookie season. Seemingly left end is where he seems to shine most. Can kick inside and play some interior linemen though. Hard rotation when you've got Capewell on one play and then Thompson in on the next. Punting situation for the Stingrays. The Walters kick is up and it is bobbled by the returner and recovered by the Stingrays. Thiers. He recovers the bobbled snap. And the Stingrays, well, they pretty much get the ball back where they, at the point they got to last time. So, Let's see if they can avoid some of the mistakes they made earlier and turn this drive into points. Don't forget, this team can also kick field goals. Perkins kicked the game winner a couple of years ago in the men's national competition against Western Australia. And whilst you might say 3 points when you're trailing by 57, what does that mean? What it means is that you get off the goose egg. And this Stingrays unit, I think you'd have to look really hard and long into the record books for the last time their men's team got shut out. And while there's a timeout, once again, a big thank you to Impact Sports, our Week 1 sponsor for Gridiron Queensland TV. For all your shut equipment needs, contact them at sales@impactsportsaus.com. Both teams sucking in the big ones and getting the hydration up during this timeout. First down now for the Stingrays. Capewell back in at right end for the Ravens. Registered a tackle for a loss and a sack today for Gutta, who's been probably more noticeable at fullback today, but has done a good job plugging up the middle as well. Ravens currently defending a 57-0 lead. Backed up a little in their own half now. William Mahe, he'll get the carry. No, it'll be a keep to Paludin. Held on there, and he gets taken down by Shelvin to Calve Chant. Another one of these dangerous weapons on the Bayside Ravens defensive line. Struggling to find a way to go forward right now, the Stingrays. Obviously, they've got their hands deep in the depth shot right now, trying to find production from guys who really don't play in a lot of the positions they're playing tonight. One of them being this man, Paludin, who slings it deep for a catch. Incomplete, they call it. Thought he had a foot in bounds. That receiver was number 28. Christian Jorgensen. He made a big catch earlier. That looked impressive, but yeah, he was well out of bounds. Thought they might have been looking for their first 6-pointer. And in fact, that play will bring us to the fourth quarter, where the Bayside Ravens, they still have this commanding lead of 57-0 over the defending champions. The Stingrays right now are just trying to get out unscathed. I had a brief chat to offensive line coach Adam Bolton, who didn't even know the score, didn't really want to know the score, and he looked at me and he goes, "Well, it's week 1, and it's only up from, can only go up from here." And once again, I've just got to stress the point here that a lot of people thought that the Stingrays unit last year was out after they dropped consecutive games early in the season, and well, let's just say the Stingrays, they win when it counts. Looks like some of the Stingrays now have sent in their 2s and 3s to get some development. Clark, though, he's still in at safety. Reeves, who's come close to picking off the ball twice now, he's in at safety. Christian Welsh, also near side corner. He's matched up with Dylan Napier. Petey Brewer's still in though, the dual defensive coordinator and linebacker for this team. A deep drop for Paludin. Paludin waits as long as he can, then he's got to run. He's flushed out of the pocket and he'll take it for a couple yards on the scramble. That'll bring up 4th down. Let's see what they attempt here on this 4th and long conversion attempt. Trying to get some other scores around the league for you. Big win for the women's Stingrays, who I've seen a couple of them coming here to support their men's team now. They won 78 points over the Raptors, a very rough welcome to the league for the new Women's Raptors. Good news for them is that, once again, it's all up from here, and I'm sure a lot of those youngsters learned a lot in that, and they'll continue to get better week to week. And in the juniors division, the Stingrays, Junior Stingrays, they won 48 points to 7 over the Raptors juniors. Fourth down. A rollout here for Paludin. Paludin looking deep. Looking for Hataya, but he was in double coverage. The pass sails out of bounds. And there'll be a turnover on downs, and the Stingrays, they'll turn the ball over, and the Ravens, I should say, they'll get the opportunity on offense once more. Time clicking down here in the fourth quarter. And we'll be running to regulation timing here. I haven't been notified of a running clock. There was a vote during the offseason about how they would handle this. A lot of teams said they wanted the option about whether that running clock clicks into place. And so the running clock still exists, but it is at the option of the trailing team. And I can tell you this, I doubt this Stingrays team. I can't imagine a world where they would accept that. Perkins back into the play, bad snap. Almost, well, actually it's a fight for the ball. It's still going. Ben O'Connor smacks Romaniuk. And it looks like we've got a Stingray ball. At least, yeah, that's the way that it's been signaled. The Stingrays back on possession. Right now, their best offense seems to be coming defensively. Two former teammates coming together on that last play. 21 on 23, O'Connor on Romaniuk. And I haven't had an opportunity to really talk about their backgrounds. Pros from Romaniuk coming out of the Bristol Academy in the UK, which is an interesting situation. They are a school, they're a college, so they can't compete in the BAFA, the British American Football Competition. So they organise their contests against other different competitions, other different men's competitions. Paludin, high snap. Ball is taken here by Capewell. Capewell is going to be racing Mahe to the end zone. Has he got the legs? Capewell cuts back now. Will he get stopped? He might have been stopped just short of his first ever senior touchdown. I haven't got a signal. There it is. Jack Capewell, the 5-year Raven Jr. and now Raven Senior brings up his first ever senior football touchdown. And look at him go in the open field. I don't think Capewell's ever seen that much open field in his life. I can hear if you can hear that cheering in the background, that's his family. They're obviously extremely excited to hear their son getting on the scoreboard for the first time. Jack Capewell started his career at centre. And just looking at some of Capewell's old teammate. We might see if we can get we'll see if there's a replay after this PAT, but Capewell started at centre in the Bayside Ravens back in 2013. Eventually moved to linebacker and defensive end. Defensive end is where he sits now for the seniors as Ellis sets to kick this ball up and true. That's the case, another PAT. And that brings the score 64-0. Let's take a look at this again. Now I just want to double check that he's the one who finishes the play. But there he goes on the bad snap and pursuing defensive lineman. I thought he was just going to back his way to the pylon, but he cuts back. And we might get a better view of it here. Look at him go racing William Mahe, and we lose the back end of it. I'll credit it with him. If anyone else scored that, they be sure to let me know. But I thought he might have tried to tip that ball on right at the end to a support player. But until proven otherwise, Jack Capewell, a big man, getting into the end zone. 64 points now for the Ravens. Here, I think I'm serving some of the nearby fans. I'm just buying into their smack talk. 64 points right now, and the Stingrays, they'll get an opportunity to try and dig into that. They will wait as long as they can to see if this ball goes out of bounds. That's exactly what happens. Good patience shown there by the return team. And now it looks like there is a second flag on the field that will be against the Ravens kicker. So my apologies. I might have been saying Michael Ellis. It's actually Dominic Wallace. My apologies. I might have been calling for a while. 18 and 10 look very similar on these Ravens jumpers. And he looks like he might have been penalised for a bit of back chat. An injury update. James Taylor, he's had the socks off. And a bit of ice on the leg. His day is well and truly done. And it wasn't mouthing off, it was holding. So, because that the ball is getting marched back, and they're going to take the re-kick. So just to correct myself, back up kicker Dominic Wallace coming on to take a second kick. So they move him back 5 yards, and they'll try to kick this ball away. The ball back on the 30 now, where it used to be in a permanent situation. What this does provides the Stingrays with a ample kick return opportunity, and this time they'll go down the right-hand sideline. It's another awkward kick that falls before the back line. A whole lot of bodies being laid out right now. Now we've got a Stingrays going down the field, and the return is stopped at the 50. Flags flying late. This game's getting a bit chippy. And returning that, I think that was Marley Blair. It is look like it's on the Ravens. Penalty there, so tack on a few more yards to this return from the Stingrays. Also to add to the injury report, Connor Brewster, he's now out of kit. He's back in his Stingrays polo. His day is also done. It is a bit of a list developing for the Stingrays. Curry, Brewster, James Taylor. Two of those guys starters. High snap for Paludin. Paludin, who if you asked him, probably didn't expect his day to be finishing playing quarterback. It's thrown over the middle and almost reeled in on a miraculous catch by Ben O'Connor, but it falls incomplete. Second down. Biggest news for the Stingrays defense. They haven't surrendered any points since Holiday Miller last got in on a screen play. They've largely been in possession, in fact, thanks to their special teams and defensive teams. But defensively, the Ravens have managed to get on the board, most recently via Jack Capewell. Second down and 10. Another bad snap, not collected by Paludin. Paludin will throw this away. Can he get done by intentional grounding here? Ravens bench player has pulled off a leaping grab of that catch, of course, relevant to the play itself. There must have been a Stingray in the vicinity of that there, because no flags have flown for intentional grounding. And there is the 2-minute warning. This game almost coming to a close here. Now coming off the sideline with a limp is number 29, William Mahe, who's been asked to do a lot today and has really done as much as he possibly could with his team. Ben O'Connor, he runs into it, loses his helmet, and this player will be blown dead. Oh, I can't bring up the play right now. I think it was a Jason Witten play for the Dallas Cowboys where Jason Witten lost his helmet and ran for a first down. That exact same thing almost just happened. He was more than happy to run without a helmet. Look at him lower the shoulder and drop a shoulder into Des Jardins there. But he's a tough man. You can't doubt that. But due to safety regulations, a player is blown dead once a player, particularly a ball carrier, loses his helmet. And they've caught him offside here. Palutin, free play. He'll throw to his left. To nobody, unfortunately. Receivers went long. He tried to throw to the flat. They'll get some yardage here, and they'll get to go again. With less than 2 minutes remaining, the Stingrays have an opportunity here to get on the scoreboard. And actually, my color commentator, who's ducked home in the second half to look after his lovely wife, has actually told me that that last play with Ben O'Connor should actually be a flag against Ben for continuing to play without a helmet, which I'll be honest, I wasn't sure of. I thought the play was immediately blown dead, but I guess if that's the ruling and you choose to play without it, I can understand the need for a flag. 4th and short after that offside penalty last time. Last play, they're trying again. Palutin using a bunch of hard counts to try and draw him offside. Isn't the case. They'll hand the ball off. Here goes Reese Perkins. Reese Perkins squirts through the line and picks up about 5 yards, but more importantly, a first down to keep this drive alive. Inside 2 minutes, first down Stingrays. They are inside the Ravens red zone for the first time today. Better late than never, as they say. A timeout now. Or no, that's not the case. They ran out of time. They got inside the red zone, but the referees held the ball above his head, and that is the ball game. The Ravens, they win in week 1. 64 points to 0 over the defending champions. They move to 1-0, and the Stingrays, just like 2017, they'll start the year 0-1 in the biggest defeat they've had in many, many years. They'll lock and reload for week 2, I'm sure. Next week, the Ravens, their assignment won't get all that much easier. They take on the Brisbane Rhinos at Frank Lind Oval. I'll be there, and I hope you join us. One final thank you to our Week 1 sponsors, Impact Sports. Contact them for all your shut equipment needs at sales@impactsportsaus.com. Thank you to all my commentators today. Thank you for viewing, whether you viewed in the juniors, the seniors, or both combined. I appreciate your company. We hope to see you next week. I'm Connie Andres. See you then.
Get him up. Get him up, get him up. Funny how you choose and pick your battles, dude. Keep saying you number 1, but I'm on top. Yo, it's done. Dropping styles like napalm. Fake rappers think they so strong. Verses full of hype and always ready for a fight. Spontaneous, magnanimous. Cause they can't get close enough to run with us. If you wanna battle, get it hard, get it raw. No emotions, I shake you until your chains fall off. What? Large, in charge, I set the bar high. You running with the big boys now. Get up, don't cry.